Hey guys, you're watching BTech, I'm Basil, and this video is all about squeezing. I get my hands on the new squeezable flagship HTC U11 and it inspired a bake, squeezable piped cookies. So check out the time codes in the description below to see where you need to jump to if you want to skip to the bake, and keep watching to find out what I think of the new HTC flagship for 2017.
You can see HTC's brought back the new liquid surface finish. It's available in the same colors as the U Ultra. You've got a silver variant and a red variant too this time though. Metal frame, USB Type-C at the base, stereo speakers, one speaker at the bottom, one at the top. You've also got that front 16 megapixel camera with an f2 aperture, while around the back you've got a low resolution 12 megapixel snapper with an f1.7 aperture, nice and wide. This does have a lot of bezel going on. But there's a reason for that. On the sides of the phone, you've got something called Edge Sense. This incorporates ultrasound technology in order to, with a squeeze, activate some input. So it's really pretty smart actually. The ultrasound also means that you can interact with the phone when wet. It's IP67 water and dust resistant. As for the display, it's a 5.5 inch QuadHD SLCD5 panel. It looks nice and sharp. Color integrity looks pretty good head on. In addition to that, you've also got HTC Sense running inside with Android 7 under the hood. The Edge Sense means you can fire up Google Now with a squeeze, and you can actually squeeze it to fire up the camera. Long press when you're in the camera application and you'll flip between front and back camera, and long press again and you'll flip back. You can also press to take your picture. And it's pretty smart actually, because when you press, it creates some handshake, but it waits a second before it takes a picture when you squeeze it. Whereas if you tap the shutter, it's instantaneous. So it waits until that handshake finishes up. HTC claims this is the best camera that they've ever made, and this picture looks really good. Pinching in, there isn't any over processing from first impression, so no mottled effects. Better from the off than the LG G6, but we'll have to wait till we get this in for testing to confirm that. When it comes to the user interface, HTC Sense is really traditional, but you've also got something hidden under the hood here. You've got Amazon, Alexa, and Google Assistant, so not one but two voice assistants. There are also some awesome audio credentials on here. There's no 3.5mm headphone jack, I'll say that from the off, but it ships with Sonic headphones that can detect your specific ear canal and optimize sound just for you. The phone also ships with a DAC, which is hidden within an adapter between USB-C and 3.5mm headphone jack. What's really cool about that is the fact that A, it ships with an adapter because the U series didn't, and B, the DAC just means you're going to get higher quality sound. We're really looking forward to testing that out. In the box you're also going to get a transparent plastic case too. 3000 mAh battery under the hood. Doesn't really give me a huge amount of optimism, but still a better screen to battery ratio than the U Ultra, so hopefully it'll get you through a full day. The pricing is going to be £679. You can pick it up in either a 4GB RAM 64GB storage variant or a 128GB storage variant with 6GB of RAM. Down the line, there's also going to be an application available so you can customize what that Edge Sense does. So you'll be able to personalize what a squeeze does in third-party applications even if they aren't supported. Packed with a Qualcomm Snapdragon 835 processor, it is top of the line on the spec front and features some cutting-edge tech.
So that was the HTC U11, but what about these squeezable biscuits?
You can find all the ingredients in the description below, but just quickly running through them, you'll want a cup of vegetable shortening, a cup of granulated sugar, 1 tablespoon of ground flax seeds, 3 tablespoons of hot water, 2 tablespoons of almond milk, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, and 2.5 cups of all-purpose flour, as well as 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Before you start mixing the main ingredients, you want to combine the flax and the hot water. This is effectively an egg substitute. It just becomes gelatinous after you've combined it for 5 minutes or so. Next up, you want to throw the sugar and the shortening in, whip it all up together until it's nice, light and fluffy. Once it is, add the salt and then the ground flax mixture. Next up, drizzle in the milk and the vanilla extract. And now you're ready to combine the last ingredient, the flour. This one you'll want to slowly mix until everything has just incorporated. And once it has, you're ready to get piping. Now we've got everything mixed together, we want to get it into a piping bag, and this is where we found the tenuous link to combine this recipe with HTC U11, because we're going to be squeezing these cookies out onto baking parchment. In fact, this is one of the only squeezable cookie recipes that I found. What's also cool about them is they are milk-free for anyone with lactose sensitivities, and obviously they are vegan as well. So get your piping tip, ideally a star-shaped one to the end, and tie up the end of your piping bag if you're using a disposable one, and squeeze through your filling until it reaches the end of the bag. Pipe 4 dots in the corner of your baking tray. This will adhere the baking paper to your baking tray, and then pipe away just nice little round rosettes. If you're not sure on the technique, you can see how simple it is as I go slow-mo for you. Bake at 160 degrees for around 10 to 12 minutes until lightly brown around the sides, and then let the biscuits cool completely on a cooling rack. Once done, you can just enjoy them as is, or you can cover the bottoms in chocolate. A really good way to do this is to make a few dollops of chocolate onto a baking sheet and then push the cookies down onto them. These will peel away nice and easily and look really professional. They're perfect for sharing with friends, Instagramming, or just eating on your own.
Now you know a little bit more about the HTC U11, and you know how to make your very own vegan Viennese swirl biscuits. If you like this video, click that thumbs up button. If you like the channel, subscribe. It's how you'll stay on top of everything that we do. Don't go away just yet. I'm going to leave with a closing message around the ethics of your smartphone. All this tech is awesome. I love it. That's why I started this channel. But we've got an ethical responsibility to understand the bigger picture when it comes to our buying decisions. For a brief overview of the ethics of smartphone buying, check out the video I did with Gina a few months ago. It'll give you some tips as to how to get the most out of your smartphone from a planet point of view. Link in the description below. And for a more in-depth eye-opener, check out the powerful documentary When Elephants Fight and visit standwithcongo.org. Like I said earlier, all of the links are in the descriptions below. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Bye.